Yay!
Yeah, we are live.
Hello,
Hello, Betsy and everyone. Thank you.
Marguerite. Thank you for being here with me today.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me to this wonderful group. I'm always looking in here. What amazing stuff you have in here.
Oh, you are so welcome. So very welcome. Marguerite, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
Yes. So I'm Margarete Gallowitch, and you always say it's a lovely Marguerite. All English speaking people say it like this, and I really like it. So I never correct it. And I'm a certified facilitator since 2015 and did my first BAS class in 2013. And I was drawn to Access. It was like, oh my God, there's more people than me. They're like that's crazy. And what can I inhaled the whole stuff. I think in the first 3 months I went to 3 BAS classes, 2 foundations, Right Riches for You, Right Voice for You, a CUB, uh, and everything that was somehow reachable for me. And then was sure I will be a certified facilitator, talk to the entity facilitator, and lots of stuff that I really enjoy to do, and body process facilitator, facelift, and loads of things. And so we did meet 2018, the first time in person at the Global Foundation in Houston.
It
And then
seems like a long time ago in some ways and yesterday in others.
yeah, exactly. And this is so funny. It seems like it was yesterday, and otherwise it is like, oh my God, this is so long time ago.
Mm. So tell us, like even the journey, like for me as well, when I found out about the tools and the questions and the things that you could explore with the amazing all the different things that there are available for you to explore. How did that contribute to you and how did that change things for you?
Oh, it contributed in a way that I think the structure implants and also the 5 elements of intimacy and the 6 elements of sex I have never heard before I did Access. And this was something that really changed my life when I do have a 15-year-old daughter, and she's a teenager, and sometimes we are not only nice to each other. So
Yeah.
and then I'm really like, okay, so what space can I be, and what interesting point of view can I be for me and for her
Mm,
and for the universe?
that's a nice question.
Yes. And it really helps a lot when you have a daughter that is a really mother fucking potent girl. That is, she never gives up, she never quits, and she never gives in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
and
you imagine she did Access and she went the first 5 years. She was 5 years old then. So
oh,
the
wow.
first 5 years when I did Access, she did every class with me.
Lucky girl.
Yes. Yes.
Lucky girl. And you know, this group, we talk a lot about gratitude and the gift that gratitude is in your life and what it changes, what it helps to create, what it grows. And I asked you, like, what would you like to talk about around the subject of gratitude? Because to me, it's such a broad subject,
Always.
you know. And you answered, let's talk about bodies. So
Mhm.
in that, like, what has the exploring gratitude for you, what has that contributed to your body?
As we all do, I think. We judge some parts of our bodies that we don't like so much and that we like more. And so it was really like to go through my whole body every, maybe it's even too less. I think it's always a week, once a week at least, that I look at my body and say, okay, what am I grateful for? And then I also say my participants in my classes, and even if it's only your hair or your eyes or that you can walk, but just, and then be, and no big bum has ever changed for being judged.
Your story.
Yes, sorry, yes. It's just like be grateful what you have with your body and be with your body, and don't think, oh, this should change, this should change. Yes, it might change, Eva, but you have to be grateful before
Mm,
and don't judge it.
wow. And, so if I love your example that you can find one thing to be grateful for, even if it's your eyelashes.
Yeah.
And, so if somebody is listening is in that space where they're like, I'm not grateful for anything, what tips would you give them for starting to practice having some gratitude for their bodies?
I would really say, if you don't like it, if somebody is around you, do it on your own, but really go in front of the mirror, maybe even naked, and really look at your body. What do you love? What are you grateful for? And then just move on. One more and one more and one more. And even if it's not really true, just don't stop doing this. Don't stop it.
Mm. And what have you found for you with your relationship with your body? What has expressing gratitude, being grateful for your body, what has that changed for you and your relationship with your body?
Yeah, it's like it's more a communion,
Mhm.
much more of a communion now with my body. And that I ask my body, hey, body, would, even if I don't do it all the time, what would you like to eat? And what would you like to wear in the morning? Sometimes I change 3 times what my body wants to wear, because it's oftentimes it's not what I would like to wear, but the
Yeah,
body is like, just take my hand and just put it there, what you would like to wear. And what if our bodies were our best friends?
I love that question. And it, you know what, it's amazing. I'll do the same thing when, sometimes I hear my body very clearly,
Hmm.
where it's wear this. And I'm like, I don't really want to wear that today. Right. And
Hmm.
when I do, when I listen, it's my body's so happy.
Yeah,
And, it can be such a small thing that can be such a different way of having your day be. And I'm certainly very much have overridden my body, not listened, all the things that many of us do. And it's continually reminding myself that my body, like you just said, my body is my best friend. My body's here with me all the time. And would I treat anybody else in this world that I considered a friend the way that sometimes I treat my body? Like, oh,
maybe we would not have more loads of friends anymore.
yeah. So it's, it's for me, it's a continual reminder, a continual journey. And, when I mess up, it's okay.
Even that, yeah.
Yeah.
And what I so love is gratitude can only exist without judgment. And that's the first step we need to get. If we do judge anything or our body, that we are not grateful for having a body.
Yeah. And when I first heard that, gratitude cannot exist in the same space as judgment, I was like, it really kind of stopped me in my tracks. I was like,
Mhm.
"Oh, wow. That is so true." You
Yeah.
and so then it's, well, what in and the actually even the name of this Facebook group is the space of gratitude.
Mhm.
What space of gratitude can we be for and with our bodies today?
Yeah. And when we don't have gratitude for us, we can't have it, or for our bodies, we can't have it for somebody or someone else. And
Mhm.
there's no communion, and the space really contracts. This is
Yes.
why the name of your group is so beautiful.
Oh, thank you. And with if you find that you are in a space of judgment and you would like to be in a space of gratitude, how about what are some of the things that you do to like turn the switch?
Yeah, then I said to myself, because I was a person that was like, I have to be perfect in what I do. And what even is perfect?
Yeah.
Then our body does not have to be perfect. Then we can always be grateful, and nobody else has to be perfect.
Mm,
And this is really what I was
wow.
really learning also through the access tools. Perfect does not even exist.
You just phrased that so beautifully. And how much of our lives do we spend, pursuing this elusive thing of perfection that isn't
Yes,
even there, you know?
it is not even existing. Then
Oh,
we need
goodness
to
gracious.
accomplish something that does not even exist.
Uh, oops. Oh,
Oops.
wow. Guilty as charged.
Yeah.
So what perfection expectations could we remove from our lives? And like the one of the things that I love about these tools that we play with is the power of question,
Yeah.
and how you do not have to have all the answers before you get started on anything, and there's just questions. And to me, that was so freeing. Being someone who was always in the pursuit of perfection and getting it right, and being a
Be not wrong.
control freak,
Yeah.
I had to get it right. I had to know all the answers. I had to. And then here, this modality comes along and like turns me upside down on, and was like, wait a minute, what? I don't have to have all the answers. So what, that's just the beauty of it. So what questions could you ask for yourself that can grow the space of gratitude and the space of gratitude for your body? Um, and it's like this never ending, beautiful ebbs and flows of communion and gratitude and growth. And that's another thing I love, that no matter where you start, you can always choose more and choose greater. And then how would you do that? If you're choosing more and you're choosing greater and you're choosing to have more gratitude for your body, what does that like? What does that create for you in your world? Because I know you've done that. So,
Yeah. Yeah. It creates exactly the name of your group. It's the space. Then it's really possible to stay, or to be more, I would say, to be most of the time in the space.
mm, mhm.
And don't judge it if you fall out. And also the interesting point of view, I do have that point of view about my body. And then it's changing again. Interesting point of view. And not like I did in the beginning, interesting point of view. I do have this point of view, interesting point of view. No, interesting point of view that I do have that point of view about my body or
Mm,
about anything.
yeah. And that, if you haven't played with that, it's really giving yourself allowance for all
Hmm.
of your points of view, all of your judgments without going into more judgment. And if you start playing even with that tool, and every thought, every feeling, every emotion you have, we happen to be talking about bodies today. So if you wanted to make it even specific about that, every thought, feeling, emotion, judgment you have about your body, what if as soon as you have it, you say, wow,
Oh,
interesting point of view. I have that point of view. I
mm,
wonder what else is possible. And then that way you're not using anything that you're aware of against you, because that was also something I was very good
hmm,
at, along down
hmm.
that judgment train of, having these things and then using it as a weapon to create more of the same, which of course did not create ease and what I wanted my life to be like. So playing with that, it's really interesting. Like, wow, I really have a lot of interesting points of view.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, and it was I was really misidentifying and misapplying with interesting point of view in the beginning. I just didn't get it. I thought I don't. It's not allowed to have a point of view.
Mm,
No,
mhm,
it's allowed to have point of views, but they are all just interesting point of views.
mhm.
And
Yeah.
this is what really often in my classes is people say, "Wow, really? We are so." It seems that lots of people sometimes have this. Oh, we are allowed to have points of view. Oh, I have to turn up switch off this. We are allowed to have point of views, yes, but be aware
Mhm.
what point of view you do have. Is it a
Right.
point of view that creates, or is it a point of view that destroys?
That is a great question to ask yourself. Is this point of view destroying? Is this point of view creating? And then if you get a, oops, it's destroying, then that's where playing with it. It's like, well, interesting that I have that point of view. And I wonder what else I can choose now. And, so play with that, if nothing else, like, and we did talk about a lot of different things today. So even if there's one thing that we talked about that you could play with, what would that be for you?
Mm-hmm.
You may take something and then it sparks another idea. And then that, you take that and run. So we're not here to say you have to do anything that we're talking about, because we're certainly not. We're here just to talk about things that have contributed to us and the amazingness that when you have these, what you can do to change them. And you don't have to be stuck in that forever. And I think that was something that I really had gotten to in my life, that I thought, well, this is the way it is. This is the way it's always going to be. This is the way everybody is. I'm just, I'm basically screwed. And then, you know, it's like, and then
Basically screwed. I love this.
and that was the point I was at. I'm like, what's the point of living like this and being miserable? And then I found what worked for me. And that was these questions and these tools and these processes to really get me out of everywhere that I thought I was stuck and everywhere that I felt like I couldn't change things. So, whatever works for you, if you're looking for greater, for more ease, for any of it, like play with it and see what might change for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
exactly.
And what would you like to add there, Marguerite?
Yeah, it's like really to be the walking, talking meditation. This
Mm,
is what I'm really, and I acknowledge that I did it loads of years before Access, maybe, yeah, even if when I was a kid, but I didn't know that this is tools. So to
mhm,
be a walking, talking meditation and just
mhm.
ask for more, even if anybody else or everybody else says that you should not ask for more because you have already enough.
I love that. So be the walking, talking meditation and be willing to ask for more, receive it, and see what shows up. And how much fun can you have along the way of this journey of life, this weird thing that we chose in our bodies. Oh, I would love for another, if you have another gem as we wrap up our StreamYard today. Oops, somebody's calling her.
Somebody's calling.
um, yep. So one more, like just pearl, one more gem as we wrap up today. Do you have anything else that comes to mind?
Yeah, it's maybe to be all five elements of intimacy, not only gratitude, but gratitude is, of course, one of the, for me, the most changing ones. And just put really this thing of allowance in everything.
Mm,
The really this allowance for you, the allowance to be whoever you are. And if you don't like it, just change it.
mm. Well, and if somebody is listening and does not know what the five elements of intimacy are, would you like to share those? And maybe you can come back and we can talk some more about that on another
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot.
Yeah, this is too much for one. It's gratitude, it's vulnerability, it's allowance, it's honor, and it's trust.
Mm.
So these are the five elements of intimacy. And even the story how they came up, how Gary and Dane came up, the Gary and Dane who founded Access Consciousness is a really big, or a very long conversation. But I love it so much when I heard it this first time.
Oh, so maybe we leave that as a little teaser and then
Yeah,
definitely come back and we'll talk about it.
yes, let's do it.
Margarita, thank you so much for being
Thank
here with
you.
us today. I'm so grateful, and I'm grateful for your beautiful body. I'm grateful for mine. I'm grateful for everybody's here, and how much more gratitude can we all choose today?
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
You're so very welcome, honey. All right, everybody, thank you. Take
Thank
care.
you.